And so it becomes this vicious cycle. But when men say, that they're staying single as an act of, trying to control their circumstances, the reality is underneath that they're feeling very much out of control. And because they don't have a language for communicating, what's going on underneath, because no man that is in a healed masculine energy is going to make this proclamation and decide that he's going to be single for the rest of his life. Because when you look at the way that obviously masculine energy thrives in life, it is to build, it's to continuously have something to move towards, to build some sort of legacy for self, and to feel as if they're creating a foundation, and building something. And so when you're saying, I'm cutting off my own growth, which is obviously what comes from being in a relationship anyway, they're automatically showcasing they're not actually in their masculine. Because to get to the end of your life and basically look back and say, I worked a job that was okay, that paid the bills, sat on my own money so I didn't have to pay anything, for women, and, got to the end of my life with a string of hookups. You look back at that as a legacy for a male, and the level of regret that would come with that is not going to feel good.
They love to frame men's peace as a symptom, like choosing solitude means something's broken. But it's not weakness, it's awareness. There's nothing unmasculine about stepping away from chaos. Building a legacy doesn't require a partner who drains it. They talk about regret at the end of life, but regret cuts both ways. Some men would rather look back on quiet years they controlled than loud ones spent trying to please someone who never respected them. That's not avoidance. That's clarity. The noise stopped, and men finally realized silence was the answer.
My problem is that I hate men,
Lots of women think it's like a female empowerment, I'm a strong woman thing to say that you hate men. On the contrary, when a woman says she hates men, it's usually a telltale sign that she has terrible, horrific experiences with men, and that she allows toxic men into her life, into her love life, into her bedroom. The question isn't, are men toxic? Because there will always be toxic men and women in the world. The question is, why are all the toxic men in your life? Why have you allowed men to treat you so badly that you now hate them?
Every time you hear, "I hate men," what you're really hearing is regret turned into a slogan. The pain didn't come from all men, just the ones they kept choosing. It's easier to blame the gender than face the pattern. That's why the anger never fades. They called it empowerment to hide the truth. What it really shows is exhaustion. Years spent chasing chaos leaves nothing but resentment. The loudest voices aren't strong, they're tired, and no movement built on bitterness ever leads anywhere worth going.
No, males are not choosing,
Oh, yes, they are.
but I do find it hilarious how they are all like, yeah, we're done with women. That's why we're all single, because we chose to be done with women.
If someone tells you something often enough, maybe you should start believing them because, a lot of men are just completely done with dating.
You guys didn't choose that. You know you didn't choose that.
Oh, but they did. What exactly is so hard to believe about that?
You know that right now women are becoming really picky and not choosing men that all they do is bring a paycheck.
Like I said before, there's a lot of women that are very upset that a lot of guys are actually choosing to be single because they want all of the power for themselves and to be able to dictate who they date. It is incomprehensible to some that guys actually can choose who to date.
Although there are still women out there who will accept that. And I suggest you go find them and leave us alone.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem at all because it's almost like personality types similar to some that we've just seen are almost the very reasons why a lot of guys are choosing to remain single.
That nail and hammer tale is cute, but reality says otherwise. Men are thriving in freedom, and women hate it. They spin poetic excuses about growth through pain to mask misery. Men checked out, found peace, and moved on. Women romanticize suffering to hide dependence.
The male loneliness epidemic is just a bunch of women crying online because men are pulled out of dating because of standards and expectations that are set upon them. Where? What standards and expectations? You're all in situationships. You're all doing nothing. You're all getting that coin slot for free. Let's be honest. Are you even taking the birds that you're sleeping with on dates? No, you're not. You're not. So I don't understand where these standards and expectations are that you're talking about. Because most of the women in my inbox telling me about men they're dealing with, they don't even get took out. They get took for a mug and that's it. Do you know what I mean? They're sleeping with these men who are doing absolutely nothing because they have made them believe that their self-esteem and self-worth should be fucking less than nothing. So where's these unrealistic expectations? Can you give me an example? Because I'm confused. What exactly are you all doing? What exactly are these women asking you to do for first dates? I mean, just take her to Nando's. It's not that fucking deep.
How does she function with those heavy wings on her eyes? Maybe that weight clouds rational thought. Men aren't swayed by "take her to Nando's" logic anymore. They've realized peace is priceless. Why waste time and money on women who lack self-respect? Men are happier single. No drama, no fake standards, just freedom, savings, and peace unmatched by any date.
My guy, his job is to take out the garbage.
Okay.
I don't understand why I keep having to ask him to do it. He's not doing it.
All right, so
He should just know.
he should just know.
Yeah.
Take out the garbage. Is the problem the garbage isn't taken out, or the garbage isn't taken out when you want it done? Like when you want it to. My schedule. I want it done now.
Yeah.
Is that the problem, or that it's just never going to be done, and he'll just stack up 10 bags of garbage all around there?
I think it's more of it'll be done, but it's not on the timeline that I made up.
That's pretty
Or
fair.
that we discussed.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. And you shouldn't have to explain or talk or do anything because you're the authority now of what time it needs to be done. You shouldn't
I
have to do
am
that.
not his mother. I just
Yeah.
want him to take
You're
it
right.
out. Take out the trash.
But he should be a mind reader of when that should be done, right?
Yeah.
Let's just make this fair here. How often do you think he wants intimacy and you don't just do it when he thinks about it?
This isn't about the garbage. It's about control. This is peak entitlement. Acting like a man should read your mind and perfectly align with your arbitrary schedule for taking out garbage is absurd. You're literally expecting him to function as your personal servant, timing chores to your emotional whims. Men aren't here to anticipate every demand or live by a woman's minute-by-minute rules. Just like intimacy shouldn't be dictated by your convenience, chores don't magically happen on your timeline. Wake up. Expecting mind-reading compliance from a grown man isn't cute. It's delusional.
Tonight, I canceled a date with a guy because I told him I was too tired, and he was like, "That's okay. I'm pretty tired too." No, you're not. You're 33, so you're not tie. And also, please don't say too, like we're in this together. I am definitely nowhere near tie, so please don't rope me into your mental illness because I have enough of my own.
She wanted him to beg for her, but bro casually said F off. She can't stand that he's allowed to have his own energy limits instead of bending over backward to satisfy her. She expects his exhaustion to vanish and revolve entirely around her whims. Classic entitlement.
Men saying, "I've just decided altogether to avoid women, that it's better to be single," guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
There's no war within. That's just projection. The truth is, once men step away from chasing women, they find nothing but peace, freedom, and clarity. No drama, no manipulation, no games, just living life on their own terms. The only real battle was putting up with women in the first place.
Hey, I was wondering if I can get your number by any chance.
Nah, man.
What about you?
You want my number?
Yeah.
On the second option?
Well?
No.
The I am the second option guy is just a clear win. Women better get used to this. Welcome to the new era where nice men reject modern women without hesitation. After years of disrespect and games, men are finally flipping the script. No simping, no begging, just clean rejection. The tables have turned. Deal with it.
There's like this huge problem that I've been noticing in the dating world. The good, respectful men, the men with boundaries, will not approach women because they're trying to respect their boundaries. And it is true that biologically speaking, women are far more attuned to subtleties, like body language subtleties, than men. So a lot of times, women will actually be giving off clues and cues that they want to be approached, but it's more of like they're trying to give off a vibe or something, and the man has no idea. What ends up happening is that it's the men with no boundaries, or that don't respect boundaries, or the narcissists or the creeps, that end up approaching the woman, and then the women in my life complain that it's only the creeps that approach them, when it's really we women need to be giving off way more intense.
This whole give clearer clues nonsense is exactly why men are checking out. First, it's be subtle, then it's be obvious, then it's don't be too forward, but don't be too shy. It's an endless maze of contradictions that only serve women's shifting moods. Men aren't playing that game anymore. Respectful men aren't clueless. They're just done. Done with reading invisible signs, done with guessing games, done with being told they're wrong no matter what. Women's expectations are a moving target, and the only winning move is walking away.
But there's something to be said about age and experience, life experience. A lot happens in your 20s, and things level out.
Getting
when you
ran
get
through
older.
in baggage and trauma.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
There's people with
men don't want that.
intelligence.
Don't like
Men don't want that in a partner.
Then why aren't they
Experience,
wifing
no.
us early? Why are they running around town? Like, you know, if they don't want us ran through in baggage and trauma, why are they like they're waiting till, like, how are we so at 20 I should be looking for 40-year-olds that are ready to settle? I don't know how to
not necessarily.
I don't know how it sounds like just a losing battle all around if you look at it as like all the responsibilities.
But
like, on the
it depends
woman.
on if you're a wife. All wives are found, always. If you're 20 years old and you're a wife, you're going to be found, period. End of story.
He called her a hoe in the nicest way possible. No accountability. She literally tried to blame being promiscuous on men not wifing them up younger. Women basically say, "Why aren't men wifing us up earlier?" Also women. "I refuse to date someone who only has Applebee's money," she said after he paid the bill.
For over 40 years, women have told men to leave them alone. "Don't approach me, you creep," they would all say. And it turns out if you keep telling men to stay away from you, they will. Modern women are going on TikTok to whine about men not approaching them. Back in the day, it was simple. A guy saw a pretty woman, walked up to her and said hi. Of course, women called that predatory and patriarchy, and now everything's messed up. Men not approaching women anymore.
For decades, women told men to back off, and men finally listened. Now guys aren't chasing or begging for attention. They're focused on their own lives, hobbies, money, and peace. Modern men are done vying for women's validation, and honestly, they're happier being content on their own.